Aloha, everyone. My name is Cindy Ann Mulchaney, and I work with established coaches to help them increase the profitability in their business by getting their clients better results and providing a better experience in their coaching programs. Now, the topic of today's training is how to retain, how to renew, and how to obtain at least one referral coaching client each and every month. And I'm not talking just about a one-time only event. I'm talking consistently month in and month out. So when we can retain an existing client and have them not cancel, if we can get a client to renew with us or to ascend into another program, and if we can get one of our existing clients to refer a client to us every single month, it's going to have a profound impact over in our business over time. And that's what today's training is all about. I'm going to show you not only how to do that, but just how profound that impact can be. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to address who this training might be for and who it's really not for. So regardless of where you're at in your coaching business, this is going to be very valuable information, but this is going to be extraordinarily valuable for those of you who have a consistent way to generate leads into your business, as well as a proven way to convert those leads into paying clients. And that's because we're solely focused here on what happens after someone becomes a client, namely your program design, your program delivery, and the overall experience that you provide. Okay. So let's dive in. After, coaching hundreds of coaching clients over the last several years and creating over 70 different programs for clients through my agency, I've really uncovered three huge obstacles that are preventing a lot of coaches from experiencing the profitability that they want because they have retention, renewal, and referral issues that's kind of keeping their profitability down. But luckily, I've addressed also some solutions to those obstacles, and I've outlined a very clear, straightforward plan of how you overcome those obstacles in those solutions. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And really, this is not something that you have to implement month in and month out. This is really an optimization play at the end of the day. You get this right. You implement the changes that you identify as in your business that need to be fixed, and just then you nurture it ongoing, and it's not going to be hard work all the time. This is something that you do once and you reap the rewards again and again and again. Okay, so what we're going to be really striving to do is based on this plan, ditch the feast and famine periods that you experience in your business. I think all coaches have seen this from time, at some time in their business. 1 month, Facebook ads are just rocking. Our client acquisition is going up and up and up. People are experiencing wins. They're sharing their wins in their community. We're feeling like on top of the world. And then the pendulum swings in the other direction. And the next month, suddenly our client acquisition dries up. People are not, our lead flow dries up. They're not converting as well as they used to. And people are experiencing frustration going through our programs and are just not getting the results or the success that we want. So we all felt those feast and famine periods, I think. It just seems to kind of go with the territory, but I don't think it has to be that way all the time. So what we need to do in order to avoid these feast and famine periods is really what we need to do is patch the leaky buckets. Every coaching program has them. And some of them can be pretty profound and pretty leaky, right? So I'm talking about your retention issues, your referral issues, your renewal issues, and ascension issues. So we want to patch the leaky buckets. And what that's going to do once we patch leaky buckets in your coaching business is that you're going to become a beacon of hope. Okay. Your clients they're going to automatically look to you as a solution for not only the current issue that you're helping them with, but future. Right? You're going to be a more trusted authority in your market, in your industry. You're going to be more respected, and your business is just going to thrive at a whole other level. And what this is going to do for you is you're going to be able to actualize the lifestyle that you really want. I think all of us come into the coaching world not only to make a huge impact in the lives of the other people, but the coaching business provides an amazing lifestyle if you do it right. We can have that laptop life on the beach if we want, or we can build a lifestyle for us where we can care for our family and take care of the people that we love. So it's really, this is really what we are all striving for, I believe, and what we really can have at the end of the day. So again, the point of this training is to show you how you can retain, renew, and obtain at least one referral coaching client every single month. And really the reason why I set out with this goal in mind is that by showing you how straightforward and how easy it is to actually save one client relationship every month, get one more client to renew every month, and get one current client to refer, it's such an easy goal, actually, especially if you have lead flow coming in, if you have a base of clients already. It's so easy to achieve this, and yet the results and the impact of what it can do for your business is just so overwhelmingly profound. And so with that said, I kind of want to walk you through the math, because I think what this is going to do is open the eyes of a lot of people and realize that it's not just about profitability, but it's also about the money that you are leaving on the table by not focusing on client success as much as you should in your business. Okay. So let's just say that, I think this is kind of middle of the road price point. Let's just say a client is worth $1,000 a month to you. So if you were able to save one client relationship, if one client didn't cancel per month, that would be $1,000. If you got one client to renew with you or to ascend into another program at $1,000, that's $1,000. And then if you had one of your existing clients send you new business in the form of a client, and that client was worth $1,000. Okay. So let's just, for the sake of making it easy, let's just say all three of these are worth $1,000 and you do each of them once a month. That would be $3,000 a month from one retained client, one renewed client, and one referred client. Not too shabby, right? And so, like I said earlier, this is an optimization play. Once we kind of get the nuts and bolts of this figured out and implemented, it's not going to be like ongoing work. You're going to kind of have the processes and systems in place, and this is going to take care of itself month after month. So what does that look like? So let's say that you were able to extend the retention of each of these clients for an average of 12 months. They stayed with you for 12 months at $3,000 collectively a month. That's $36,000 a year for these three clients that you got in that 1 month. Okay. It's pretty good, right? I like that. I would like that. I think we all would. But let's see what happens when we compound this. And this happens in our business month in and month out. So if you saved one client relationship per month, if you got one client to renew with you per month, and if you got one of your existing clients to renew with you per month, what does that mean? That means at $36,000 lifetime customer value every month times 12 months, that's $432,000 a year. Okay. So I know that client acquisition is all the talk. People love talking about how to get more leads, how to sell more. What kind of funnel should I have? Should I host a challenge? Should I hire an appointment setter? But if we just focus a little bit more of our energy and our attention in our business on client success and getting people better results that positively impacted our retention rate, our referral rate, and our renewal rate, we could potentially be making upwards of $432,000 per year if your price point is at $1,000. If your price point's at $2,500 a month, what does that mean? That's huge, right? So $432,000 a year of that you're potentially, possibly more, leaving on the table by not putting adequate energy into your client success. Okay. So yes, in all transparency, I have a program all about this, and that's what I'm going to kind of walk you through. The plan that I'm going to share with you is what I share in what I implement in my program. I run the client success mastermind, and the program is Your Next Million. It's a coaching / consulting offer where I work very closely with my clients to help you reach the next million in revenue in your business in a fraction of the time and at a lower degree of difficulty by focusing squarely on client success and getting your clients better results. What do I mean by lower degree of difficulty? I mean that when you patch all your leaky buckets, what's that going to do? It's going to reduce the support issues that you have. It's going to reduce the number of refund requests that are coming into your business. It's going to reduce the number of people expressing frustration because they're not getting the results that they want. And your overhead of operations is going to go down. The flow of your business is going to increase. People are going to be feeling more momentum. You're going to be feeling more momentum because you're not stuck in the weeds of having to address issues all the time. And it just really does lowers the degree of difficulty, of reaching the next $1 million in revenue in your business. Okay, so let's walk through the plan. And at the end of this video, if this is something that you'd be interested in discussing of how I can help you implement this plan, then I'll give you a way to do that. But regardless, I encourage you to stick around because I'm sure that even just having me walk you through the plan, it's going to highlight some things that you didn't realize before that's going to help you increase your client success. Okay. All right. So let's get started. So with Your Next Million being kind of the goal here in the center of this triangle, what are the 3 obstacles that a lot of coaches face that are preventing them from getting their clients results and having those retention, renewal, and referral issues in their business? Number 1, they're getting lackluster client results. So a lot of times coaches will have, outlier success stories of clients. Oh my gosh, this one client got amazing results, but it's here and there. It's not regular. It's not consistent. So we have these outliers, success stories, but a majority of our clients are struggling. They're not getting the results that they signed up for. They're in pain. They're working their butt off and they're not seeing the payoff. Okay. So that's really this is the foundation. This is why it's at the bottom of this triangle, because this is priority number one. We have to get this fixed. This is the gaping hole at the bottom of the bucket, okay, that we need to patch. The second obstacle that's preventing you from having the coaching business that you want and having that $432,000 in extra revenue in your business is that people are abandoning your program. They might be canceling, they might be asking for a refund, or they might just be ghosting you. Have you ever experienced that, where a client signs up and they pay good money and you're just scratching your head because you don't understand why they're not showing up? They don't complain, they don't engage, they're not asking any questions, they're just not there. And a lot of times as coaches, and I think this is unfortunate, we kind of look at them as they're the problem. Well, they're not bought in, or they've got mindset issues, or whatever. We kind of blame our clients, which I think is a huge, huge disservice. And it's not fair, because a lot of the responsibility falls on us to make sure that they're engaging. And a lot of the things that we have set up are just set up incorrectly, and it's setting our clients up to want to disengage. And that's a big disservice. So program abandonment is a huge, huge issue. And it doesn't just mean when clients cancel or ask for refunds. It also means when clients are just not participating at the level that they need to in order to see the results that they paid to get. Okay. So there's absolutely things that we can do to overcome that. And the third big, huge obstacle preventing you from having the profitability that you want and getting retention, renewals, and referrals is that you have only one-time only clients. Okay. So this boils down to the experience that people are having. They sign up for you, they get excited. They're in this place of transformation. They are looking at you as like their beacon of hope at the time. And for whatever reason, the experience just falls a little bit flat overall. They run out of future. Have you ever heard of that phrase? So people, they sign up for you. They're not going to cancel. They're not going to refund. They're going to give it their honest try, but they have no intentions of renewing with you or sending into your other offers. So a lot of us struggle with this. And then what that causes is that it causes us to really double down and focus and hustle. I hate that word, hustle, on client acquisition. So I think a lot of the reason why there's so much focus on client acquisition is because we have one-time only clients in our coaching businesses, and it's kind of unfortunate, and it's not really an optimal way to operate. Okay, so we're going to overcome that here today as well. Okay, now that we talked about the three obstacles that are preventing us from having the profitability that we want because we have, poor retention, renewal, and referral rates, let's now talk about the solution. So when we are talking about lackluster client results, we're talking about sporadic customer results. People just mostly are just not getting the results that they paid us to get. The solution is to pretty much engineer regular client success. And we can absolutely do this. We can engineer it in our program. And I'm talking about your program design. So whether you have asynchronous learning elements into your coaching business, or any resources, or how you facilitate your clients taking action on your coaching, that's what I'm talking about in terms of program design. So I'll go into the nuts and bolts of what that looks like in a second, but this is what we have to do. And the second thing that we need to do in order to overcome program abandonment is to engineer full client participation. And again, this is something we can engineer. We can actually game the system in our favor to get our clients to show up regularly, to get them to not ghost us, and to get them fully engaged on all cylinders in your coaching program. Okay. And then last but not least, in order to overcome one-time only lifetime clients, we're going to engineer lifetime client ambassadors. Again, we can engineer this stuff. It's absolutely something that we have control over. So and I'm not just talking about people that renew. I'm actually talking about creating ambassadors of our business. These are the people that are going to fuel your referral rates. So if we can go from one-time only clients to clients that are customers for life, and they also are referring business to us, then we are going to be sitting very pretty, I guarantee you. Okay, now let's go into the nuts and bolts of each of these sections. So in terms of engineering regular client success, I'm here down at the bottom. What do you need to do? Okay, so this is what These are the three things that we need to focus on that really impact getting our clients results from our training programs and our coaching. We need to have a very clear customer journey. And there's two parts of this. First part is your offer delivery match. Is there a mismatch, or do they flow together? You have to have a very clear customer journey from marketing to offer and delivery. And this is really a very crucial foundational piece. What do I mean by this? If people, and I say this term, I want to make sure I'm using the right word, but a lot of times people feel like they were misguided when they kind of fall into your marketing world. They are attracted to your marketing. They love your message. They feel connected to you and attracted to you, and they're inspired to join your coaching program. And then you have a great offer, maybe a over the top guarantee that removes all risk reversal. And then they get into a coaching program and they feel like it's not what they signed up for. Have you ever had that feedback from a client where they just said, this isn't for me. This is not what I thought it was going to be? That's an offer delivery mismatch. And that's not having a very good, clear understanding of the client journey from that point of view. I'm also talking about a customer journey in terms of their experience. Do you understand the touch points of their experience? Have you mapped it out from beginning to end? This is also really important to make sure that you're addressing all areas of where they need to take action, where they need to engage, where they need a communication touch point, etc. So having a clear understanding of the customer journey, not only from the offer delivery match side of things, but also in their experiential side of things, it's going to be very, very important foundational work to make sure that the results are something that you can manufacture. The second part of this is, how do you get clients to take action? How do you create inspired client action? And this is, a lot of times, most coaches do not have an instructional design background. Most coaches are not well versed in relationship psychology. And a lot of those things interplay here when we're trying to get our clients to take action on, have them do hard things via our program. They paid us good money to get a transformation, and it's our responsibility to facilitate that transformation as much as possible. So there's absolutely things that we can do when we're delivering our program, when we're actually, in the design of our program, I should say, that we can create inspired action. We can engineer inspired client action so that it makes them doing the hard things that we ask them to do so that they can get the results more predictable. Okay. And a lot of times I'll kind of synthesize this down into a real world example. This could be in how you structure your video trainings, right? Are you addressing all the right touch points in a training that create a zone of transformation? And that leads me into my next point, which is the zone of transformation. This is probably my favorite aspect of program design. You see, a lot of coaches want to be coaches because they are an expert at something. And they believe that because they're an expert at something, they have a unique ability to help other people do the same thing or get the same level of results. And that is absolutely true. But by coming into your coaching business and creating a coaching program from the point of view of your zone of genius, it is inherently doing your clients a disservice. So what we need to do is flip the script. We need to approach our coaching business and our program design of our coaching business, I should say, from the zone of transformation. And this goes along the lines of program accessibility, understanding how different people learn, what different people need, what are the psychological elements that inspire someone to take action. So understanding the zone of transformation of your audience, of your clientele, is going to be very, very important. And it's actually way more important than your zone of genius. If you can build your program, design your program from the point of view of zone of transformation, then all you have to do is sprinkle your zone of genius on top of that, and results will come pretty easily for people. So program design, that is my absolute favorite part of that's what I've been doing for, since 2015 in my business, working with many, many clients, coaching many clients on program design. It's probably my most passionate part of this, is how to actually create a program, the asynchronous part of your coaching business. And really that's the leverage of your coaching business that we're making here, because if you can engineer results, and if your clients can actually get results just by going through the asynchronous part of your training program without your coaching input, all that means is that when they do receive your coaching, it's just accelerated. Results are accelerated. They're going to get results faster than they ever would. So regular client success, a very, very important piece, probably my favorite. Okay, now we're going to talk about client engineering, full client participation. And we are almost done, so I appreciate all your time here. So what we need to do in order to engineer full client participation is create a WOW onboarding experience, okay? And by WOW, it's actually an acronym, and I have it here in the whole side of delivery. Wisdom is W number one. So we need to make sure that we're imparting the wisdom that's essential for them to learn, to get transformation. The O is optimization. Are we creating an optimized onboarding experience that lends to someone going through it with ease and efficiently as possible? And the other W is for win. Are people winning? Are they getting the results that they paid to get? Are they getting a quick win from your onboarding experience? These are all aspects of onboarding that we need to pay attention to, and that is why I call it the WOW onboarding experience. Onboarding is probably, if I had to say, probably the lever that we pull the first or the fastest in our optimization process when I work with clients in the Your Next Million program. Onboarding is probably the low-hanging fruit that most of us have an opportunity to completely change the trajectory of our retention, renewals, and referral rates by just focusing on creating a better onboarding experience for our clients. The second thing that we focus on to engineer full client participation is to create a WOW coaching experience and support experience. Same WOW, wisdom, optimization, and win. How are you facilitating those things in your coaching delivery? How are you facilitating those things in your support communications with your clients? Okay. All these things are very, very important in terms of making sure that people feel like they belong, that they should be showing up regularly, that they know where to show up regularly. That's big. And that they have a reason to. Okay. Last but not least, WOW communication and culture. So how are you engaging with your clients once they become clients? A lot of us stop at marketing. A lot of us stop this process, which is kind of funny and silly and not very smart. We stop the communication process really, like it's an abrupt change as soon as someone becomes a client. Think about all the marketing offers you get from different coaches. Like they'll email you every single week, every single day sometimes. But you become a client of theirs and it's like crickets. They never email you again. Or getting them to email you just simple details about their program or when you should show up to a training is like really hard. A lot of people just stop there and stop putting focus on how they communicate with clients ongoing once they become clients. But this is a huge opportunity lost because this is going to seed the next part of the triangle, the next side of the client triangle, which is lifetime client ambassadors. If you don't have the right type of WOW communication in your program delivery, you're going to set up a poor experience and people are not going to they're just not going to have a great experience and they're not going to show up as a result. Same goes with culture. Are you creating a WOW culture? Are you facilitating a community where there's a lack of cliques and people feel like they belong to something bigger and grander and it's inclusive? Are they feel like they can contribute? Are they getting value out of your culture and community? So there's a lot of ways that we can engineer full client participation just by focusing on creating a WOW culture in our coaching program. Okay, let's move on. We're almost done. In terms of creating lifetime client ambassadors, and like I said, this is not just creating customers for life. This is creating customers for life that refer us to other customers for life. And this is where we get to reduce our level of dependency on client acquisition because referrals will become the fuel for your program's longevity. Okay, so what do we have to do in order to do that? We have to make sure that we are focused on creating future with all of our clients. What does that mean? What do I mean by creating future? I had a mentor once tell me that this whole business is all about solving one problem while we agitate the next. Now, I know that doesn't sound like that great. It sounds like maybe might be a little negative, but let's unpack that for a second. We're solving one problem while we're agitating the next. That's the secret to creating future. People come to us to transform. They come to us to get a result, to become a different person after they go through our program with us. And when someone gets through our program and is a different person as a result of the results that you help them get, guess what? New challenges present themselves. And if we are not there to help that person be guided into their future, hold their hand as they walk into their new future, we're actually doing them a disservice. It's actually not serving them at our highest level. So it's up to us to, and it's our responsibility to be communicating that future with them, be preparing them for that new future and showing them that it exists in the first place. And that is one of the aspects of creating lifetime client ambassadors. The second thing that we need to be doing is creating meaningful milestones along the way of this journey. So this goes along the lines of what I talked about earlier with clear customer journey. But what are the milestones along the way of getting the results that they want that really solidifies that they're in the right place, they're making progress, they feel good about the progress that they're making? This all goes into playing in terms of the overall experience of your program that they're having, the internal experience as well as the external experience. These meaningful milestones go a long, long way towards creating customers for life. And last but not least, your referral engine. Okay, so do you have a referral engine in place that it is set up, automated, ready to go, so that if you do have clients that want and have the desire and have the urge to share your coaching wisdom and knowledge and program and genius with someone else, and the fact that you help them transform and become someone new, do you have the right infrastructure in place to facilitate those referrals and to generate those referrals? So these are all the things that we're going to do to help you reach your next million in a quicker amount of time and at a lower degree of difficulty. These are things that you can all absolutely do on your own. I've just shown you the pathway. I've shown you the roadmap essentially to be able to increase the profitability in your business. But if you would like some help on how to retain, renew, and obtain at least one referral coaching client each and every month, or if you'd like to explore the possibility of obtaining some help with regard to that, why don't you do me a favor. If you're here on my website, you can go down below and schedule a 3 levers game plan call now. We will talk about this, talk about the 3 levers that would be impactful for you to pull early on so that you can actually start seeing results and start seeing improvements in your client success, improvements in your retention rates, improvements of your referral rates, and get you more referrals sooner than later. I'll help you kind of like understand the 3 main things that you can work on just based on a short conversation. And if it makes sense, then I can share with you details about working together. But I'm sure you're going to get a lot out of just the conversation, if nothing else. So go ahead and schedule a 3 levers game plan call now, and we can have a chat. If you're seeing this somewhere else, then make sure that you comment results below this video, and I will send you a DM with some info on how we can connect and continue this conversation further. But I so appreciate your time. I know this was a little bit longer than I expected, but I hope it was really valuable for you. I wanted to make sure that you, regardless of whether or not you're interested in the Client Success Mastermind and working with me in the Your Next Million program, I hope that you got a little bit out of this in terms of like, what are some of the things that you could do to improve client success? What is the possibility if you did improve client success? What is the, potential that you could, what would change in your business? What would be the reality? Like, how different would your profitability be if you just saved 1 client a month, if you just renewed 1 client a month, and or if you had 1 client refer? Whether you did all 3 and you did it month over month, that would be fantastic. But what if you just did a little bit? So hope I got your wheels spinning. Hope I got you thinking, and it was great to connect, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.